If life is ecstasy, I'm always on ecstasy.
Goatis Logsdins, known by his YouTube alias Sv3rige or Sv3rige, is a man best known for his promotion of eating raw meat and his aggressive criticism of conventional diets and especially veganism. A closer look, however, reveals that his diet is not his only unorthodox conviction and is only one of many manifestations of his extremely antisocial temperament. Goatis was born in Ventspils, Latvia on November the 27th of 1989. Besides his birth date, not much is known about his early childhood, as it's rare for him to speak about his past. He was very active on the internet in his teens, however, and what little is known about these years mostly comes from the vestiges of abandoned internet forums and his YouTube channel. In 2006, a 16-year-old Goatis brought 2 knives to high school and stabbed 4 of his classmates. Due to his age, he was kept anonymous in news reports at the time, and for a period it remained only a rumor that Goatis was the student referenced in these articles. In 2019, Metro reporter Joe Roberts got in contact with Parsla Koopmane, the headmistress of Ventspils Gymnasium No. 1, and she confirmed that Goatis was in fact the perpetrator of the 2006 stabbing spree. When detained by the police, Goatis claimed that he had been imitating a movie when he stabbed the 4 students. He didn't specify which, but it's possible that the film in question is 1991's A Brighter Summer Day, a coming-of-age film that Goatis has praised and used as the source of his profile picture on several of his social media accounts. Around the same time as the stabbing, Goatis molested a girl by grabbing her genitals while she slept. He admitted this in a video posted to his YouTube channel in 2014.
I remember when I was 16, I tried to touch a girl's genitals, her breasts, her face, and her whole body when she was asleep, and she was drunk, I was drunk, and that was when I went after these physical ideas.
In 2007, the year after the stabbing spree, Goatis would experience his first taste of internet popularity when he started posting videos online of himself playing a multiplayer role-playing game called RuneScape. He would post these videos on the RuneScape Classic forums under the name Sv3rige, which were then uploaded to YouTube by another member. Eventually he started uploading them himself on his own channel, but after his RuneScape account was repeatedly hacked, he decided to stop uploading videos.
So these are rest videos I posted on my account Sv3rige and So Zoned are the reasons it says that I have so many video views.
At this time, he started his own IRC channel, which was an early internet chat room system similar to popular apps like Discord. Due to the nature of IRC, most of the chat logs are no longer available. In May of 2008, Goatis started his first full-time job in Latvia, and soon after moved to Yorkshire, England. Goatis later had his YouTube channel hacked and had all of his videos removed. At this time, he started uploading music across multiple YouTube channels to avoid copyright strikes. After 2 years in England, he moved to Berlin, Germany. In 2012, Goatis started regularly uploading to his YouTube channel again. He would film himself outdoors and talk about conspiracies, philosophy, entertainment, and other topics that interested him.
It's finally here, what all of you have been waiting for. We made a forum. The basic point is to have a forum where you don't get censored, where you don't get laughed at, where you can talk about your views and opinions freely.
In 2013, Goatis, along with some members of his IRC channel, created a website called An Instrument for All. The discussion boards included world news, music, films, art, the secrets of the universe, and conspiracies and cover-ups. Unlike the IRC, chunks of this forum have been archived, despite the website shutting down in the summer of 2014. These preserved posts are interesting to look through and let us peer into the minds of Goatis and his followers. On the 5th of August 2014, Tom and Jerome, two of Goatis' friends from IRC, came to visit him in Berlin. The entire trip was filmed and posted on the Sv3rige channel, and was a precursor to the many fan meetups that Goatis would arrange all over the world, which became a regular part of his YouTube content. He announced that he was closing the An Instrument for All forum just a year after it was created.
Maybe this is a kind of a lesson to see that life is just an experience. Likely if you have spent 1 year on it, you have learned something, and I have.
During the summer, Goatis started posting videos about sun gazing, which is the pseudoscientific practice of staring directly at the sun for prolonged periods of time. Proponents of sun gazing believe that it can cure illness and even provide sustenance as an alternative to eating food. Goatis was first introduced to sun gazing by a post on his forum, which he at first replied to with skepticism, but after watching a sun gazing documentary called Eat the Sun, decided to try it along with several others in the thread. He continued to post videos discussing his experience with and beliefs about sun gazing, and a year later posted a sun gazing video titled Sun Gazing Warning. During his time sun gazing, Goatis was on a vegan diet, but eventually, after a year of sun gazing, he drummed up the courage to try and stop eating food entirely and fully sustain himself on solar energy like he'd heard about from the fraudsters in the sun gazing community.
I was sun gazing a lot. I sun gazed all the time, every day. When there was a cloud, I waited for the cloud to go away and just sun gaze all the time from sunrise to sunset. And whatever this is that I experienced on the 10th of March 2015 is that I had some kind of vibration here, the solar plexus, the energy centrum, the core of the body, and I wasn't able to eat anymore. It just felt better not to eat, which is what a lot of people describe that don't eat. And I still believe that there's people like that out there, as weird as it may sound, because I'm going to tell you some stuff that happened to me that would contradict it completely. And a month went on with only water, and I was getting a lot weaker. And you can see the videos of March, April, and May. I was getting thinner and thinner. Day 30, and it was a coincidence, it was day 30, I wasn't counting the days. I was really starting to feel like I'm actually fasting. It wasn't pleasant anymore, so I started drinking some juices, lemon juice. I squeezed out myself, and taking in salt, the electrolytes, and I was feeling quite fine again. And that was my mistake. If I would have started eating then, I would have been fine, but I went on with the juices for like 17 more days, and I was so almost obsessed with the idea of not eating and being free from all of it and all of this stuff that's pretty much the reason why I ended up that way. Even though I almost died, that's what the doctor said, I definitely don't regret it. So I went to the shop, and some woman saw me and she said, do you need like help? Because I just couldn't really even walk anymore. My muscles had died off, everything. The body was not working, total organic failure. So she called the fire department. They told me take a taxi home. I didn't want to do anything. Then they saw that I'm really weak, so they brought me to the hospital. And there they checked out that I had 400 milliliters of water around my heart in the Wasserbeutel auf Deutsch. And they did a surgery, took out the water, and I was in the intensive care for 9 days. There's no words for how this is just uber traumatic this was. I never experienced anything like that in my life. It was definitely, without a doubt, the worst week of my life. the doctors thought that I'm a danger to myself, and the judge decided that I should be brought to the psychiatry, and that's where I was for 7 weeks. So I was pretty much over 2 months in the hospital. Yeah, a lot of people said that it's a miracle that I actually got back up on my feet, because firstly the doctor said, as I said, that I'm gonna die, and they said I would be really lucky to live to like 60. Plus my kidney looked like it was from a 90-year-old man. That's what the doctor said, because it was super small.
Interestingly, this harrowing experience was actually the spark that would eventually turn Goatis into a full-on raw carnivore. As Goatis disturbingly recollects, he started craving human flesh while in the ICU.
This is why I want to mention what happened to me last year. When I was in the intensive care, I talked about this in the video, sun-gazing warning. When I was really starved and then I started eating again, I wanted flesh so much that I actually wanted human flesh, and there's a reason for this. I was quite mad at these doctors there because they were giving me this carbohydrate shit, and there's a lot of stuff going wrong there, and that's why I actually wanted to just bite one of them and eat them. And looking back at this, it doesn't seem weird at all, but actually generally now, since I've been eating raw meat, I don't find it weird in any way at all. It's actually really quite natural.
Due to his mental state, Goatis started receiving benefits from the German government. Despite this near-death experience, he continued to sun-gaze. Around this time, Goatis began to date a woman whose parents paid him hundreds of euros per month to essentially be her caretaker. While he tried to keep this woman a secret from his viewers, he would take her on trips and meetups to act as his cameraman. According to people who met her at meetups, she was clearly mentally ill and much older than Goatis, and she also accused Goatis of cheating on her and physically abusing her. In February of 2016, Goatis started eating raw meat, largely inspired by a Jonas von der Planets, who helped popularize the consumption of raw meat with the development of his primal diet. He immediately contracted a life-threatening bacteria.
But I've been wanting to try raw meat for ages now, and the last few months I've been doing a lot of research, and after I came back from Italy, I thought it's time to do it, and the first bite I had actually felt how much more right it is, how much more natural it is, because of the consistency, the texture, the smell, and just how it looks. For whatever reason, I got this bacteria called Campylobacter enteritis something. I'll write it in the description. And what I actually got was one of the rarest cases, where more rare than others. People usually don't get this. Is that my muscles stopped working, and it took me a month now to actually get fully recovered from it. I couldn't really open the door. I couldn't. I actually talked to a trainer, and she said that many people got completely paralyzed from it, and some people even die from it because it goes in the heart, and the heart is a muscle and makes the heart stop beating. Hi everyone, RC meeting 2016, the first one.
In June of 2016, Goatis had his first official subscriber meetup in Holsteren, Netherlands. This meetup was hosted by Tom, who had come to Berlin to meet Goatis back in 2014. Shortly after this meetup, Goatis started posting about raw meat eating in the IRC and about how veganism was malnourishment and a mental illness. Only a few weeks after hosting the meetup, Tom, who was a vegan, was banned from the IRC after arguments with Goatis over veganism. Goatis continued posting conspiracy and philosophy videos along with regular updates regarding his new diet. Over time, he became more and more convinced that it was the only proper diet, and his critiques of anything outside of raw meat became more aggressive.
Vegetarianism is what started veganism, so don't you ever fucking message me believing that I have any respect for you.
Vegetarians are absolute scum.
By the end of 2016, Goatis was consistently posting almost exclusively about health and nutrition related topics. He also added rotten meat to his diet. Some refer to it as high meat, as the fermented meat supposedly gives you an intoxicated feeling after being ingested.
Hi guys, my high meat is 1 year old now, so I'm gonna eat it all at once. Smells like acidic mushrooms. Oh!
He began to regularly go to vegan events to protest by eating raw meat in front of attendees, often bringing his friends and subscribers and posting these videos on his YouTube channel. In mid-2018, he revealed his new girlfriend at the time, Luna, who he had met for the first time at a subscriber meetup.
It all started when in February 2018 a girl named Luna emailed me. We Skyped a little bit, she came to the meeting. That's July 2nd, 2018. We met for the first time.
Luna would regularly make appearances in his videos in the coming years. He posted a video begging for money, explaining that since he would no longer be receiving money from his ex-girlfriend's parents, he needed viewers to send him money so that he could afford his expensive diet for him and his girlfriend.
What's up everybody? I'm gonna make a completely raw video, no editing, and just tell you what's going on. A lot of you asked me over the last years, months, where I get money and how I afford the raw meat and everything. And the thing is that I had a girlfriend who I split up with now, whose parents are millionaires, and they gave me 500 euros at least every month, usually more. So I never had to think about money, and I would never make a video like this, and I actually can't stand videos like this when people make them, but I'm in a situation where I gotta do it. I pretty much can't afford this diet anymore because I don't get the money anymore because I met somebody else and I chose her over everything else.
Only a few months after he had started dating Luna, Goatis posted a now deleted video claiming that Luna had been mugged by immigrants while walking through a forest in Berlin. Luna is in this video with a visible black eye.
I'll get right to the point. My girlfriend Luna, she was mugged yesterday in this fucking shit city. I wouldn't even make a video about it, but her teeth are all chipped in at the top and the bottom because of the kick in the face. We tried all kinds of raw food for healing. Even raw eggs, they're pretty much liquid, but she can't eat them because it hurts so fucking much. So now we gotta get a fucking straw and somehow try to feed her some nutrition so she heals in some way. It's just all fucked up. Everything here is swollen. The nose is swollen. She already had problems with the nose. She had surgeries. So we don't know what's gonna happen with that now. What did the doctor say at the hospital?
That I might have to stay 48 hours. There could be an internal bleeding.
Because you could die.
Yeah, basically.
And you couldn't even remember your phone number.
And age.
It's just also fucked up. We definitely gotta go to a dentist now because she can't eat anything, and you know how expensive dentists are in Europe, and with the nose also. I appreciate all the support I get on Patreon, but that money pretty much pays for my food. That's about it. We both don't have a decent income to pay for any of this, so if anybody could support us in any way, even $5 to $10 on my PayPal, for example, that would really help us. Thank you if you decide to support us.
He received $5,000 in fan donations, which he says he used towards flying out to Ukraine for a surgery. Many of Goatis' critics and ex-friends don't buy his story and think that he was the one who beat up his girlfriend, considering his history of antisocial and abusive behavior. A review left on Goatis' Airbnb profile while he was in the Ukraine lends support to the theory that Goatis lied about Luna's black eye. In this review, the host he stayed with accused him of being a noisy, messy, disrespectful guest, and in his response, Goatis mentions that his girlfriend hurt her face falling on the window of the Airbnb. It's unlikely that Luna got two black eyes on two different occasions within the span of only a few months. What probably happened is that Goatis told two different stories about how Luna got the black eye. A few months after Luna's injury, Goatis started a livestream titled 42,000 Subs Livestream. Near the end of the stream, Goatis and Luna were getting on each other's nerves, Luna not wanting to be a part of the stream. Goatis kept pointing the camera at her to annoy her, so she left the room. Goatis then followed her into the hallway, and Luna brandished a knife and lunged at Goatis.
What the fuck?
I couldn't my whole skin open because I'm so nervous for tomorrow, and then you're gonna film me like that? Why would you do that?
Yeah, why do you interrupt the stream?
Goatis, because you said until 9.
In January of 2019, he and his girlfriend left to go on a trip to the USA, and when he made a video asking viewers in Phoenix to host him for free, no one was interested.
It's been a week now, and I have nobody else there. From the 11th to the 12th, we want to do a real-life ex-vegan interview. That's my biggest problem, and this is why we really need a place to stay somewhere, until then at least. So if anybody could help us out, somewhere in Arizona, preferably around Phoenix, and we would be really thankful.
Thank you.
While he eventually found people who were willing to let him crash in a cramped room at their place, he felt entitled to be treated like a king and was not happy about the situation. He posted a video ranting about money and called his viewers scum, as well as insulting the entire state of Phoenix.
Good morning. I gotta make a video about this. It's so fucking ridiculous. What the fuck is wrong with people in Phoenix, Arizona, or Arizona in general? Is it because you live in the desert that you're so fucking far removed from humanity and nature? Why don't you get a Airbnb or a hotel? If I had the fucking money for that, then obviously I would do that, even though it is nice to meet the subscribers and connect to them by staying at their place, but when I would need it, then I would do it. So how the fuck should I pay hundreds of dollars to stay at some place? That doesn't work. What the fuck do you not understand? Fuck. But that's not even the worst thing. Then there were people who said, do a subscriber meetup. Still, are you gonna do a meetup? More people said that. Why the fuck would I do a meetup and look into your egotistical fucking scum eyes and actually meet you? You let us down. I would never do that. I would never want to meet you ever. Fuck Phoenix and everybody who fucking lives there. Fucking people there. Fuck. And there's no excuse for this. I've stayed in a place that was pretty much as big as these 2 squares there. That's it. Literally, I'm not joking. In San Francisco, that's kind of how the apartments there are. That's what people said. You walk in, you turn around, and there's a bed. That's it. And still, 3 of us slept there. Why? Because she wanted us to sleep there. I'm not gonna name who it is. Maybe she doesn't want to. But the point is that there's always space. There's absolutely no excuse. And I've stayed with people with their parents, their kids. There's always a possibility. So obviously the people in Phoenix are totally fucked up. You're fucking scum. Of course, I'm never gonna do a fucking meetup with you. Fuck. Fuck this fucking shit. Thanks for watching.
Goatis returned to Europe only to be arrested shortly afterwards. This was during one of his vegan protest publicity stunts. Goatis showed up at the Soho vegan market in London and began eating a raw squirrel while wearing a dead bird as a necklace.
The camera.
No, mate, let's go. No,
take the camera?
So here they are, showing once again this is not a no comment until you've spoken to the officer. This is a dictatorship.
Goatis was ordered to pay £700 in fines and court fees, but he didn't show up to court and left the country. This happened just weeks after a previous protest in Manchester where he had paint dumped on him by a vegan.
Get it from there, yeah.
Hey!
Oh, fucking hell. Just hold it.
Citizens arrest. This is easy. All right. Stop. Do I look arrested?
At some point later in the year, Goatis posted a video of himself drinking blood out of a plastic vial.
Got a package from Sweden. What could it be? I wonder. Whoa! The color is nice. The elixir of life.
Leave a little, that's all.
This blood was sent to him by Ludwig, a fan that had been to meetups before and who had his own YouTube channel.
I helped him with some things. I even sent him my fucking blood. And he doesn't care at all. He's a heartless prick.
Ludwig would later denounce Goatis as selfish after their friendship ended over an argument about the validity of the health benefits of saunas.
If you would like it, then you would stay in it, you autistic motherfucker. Yeah, it gets too hot because you're in an unnatural environment. That's why you leave, because you hate it. Is it the autism or just stupid?
At the end of the year, Goatis and Luna had a baby together. When his son was born, in classic Goatis style, he refused to sign the paternity documents so that Luna could collect welfare money intended for single mothers. This would come back to bite him almost immediately, as the couple's relationship began to fall apart mere months later.
Firstly, if there's anybody out there who wants to join us, people who want to go get away from the system, and if the second wave is super bad, to escape into the wild, then email me. We're kind of in the final stages of organizing it.
In autumn of 2020, partially motivated by the coronavirus pandemic, Goatis, his girlfriend, and some of his followers decided to all live together in a so-called off-grid commune in Romania. Goatis and his friends got an Airbnb where the rent was being split between the people living there. The group quickly fell apart and everyone left. YouTuber Frank Tufano got in contact with one of the members of the off-grid group to listen to what happened from his perspective, and tells the story in a video posted to his YouTube channel.
And I was actually able to get a hold of him and talk about his trip over there, for about an hour, but he preferred not to be recorded in the video himself, so I'll be translating that conversation. So the story starts with Sv3rige reaching out to Yamastili and asking him to stay at his place in Germany. Yamastili asked Sv3rige if Luna was coming, and she wasn't, which was a red flag. Seemed odd considering they had just had a child together and were both living in the Netherlands together. After getting to know Sv3rige a bit more, Yamastili decided that Sv3rige was a really weird guy, and from the get-go, Sv3rige was telling Yamastili things like Luna threatened him with a knife 3 weeks into their relationship, all sorts of really personal, crazy stuff. 3 days after Sv3rige came, Luna showed up with their baby, and Yamastili decided to go with Romania with them because, of what was going on in the world. They arrive in their Airbnb in Romania. Sv3rige, Luna, Yamastili, as well as several others who had yet to arrive, agreed to split that monthly rent of around 900 euros. On the very first night, Yamastili wakes up to loud screaming, banging, and Luna had locked Sv3rige in a room and tells Yamastili not to let Sv3rige out because he would hit her. Yamastili opened the door, and then Luna and Sv3rige apparently screamed at each other for the rest of the night, leading to Luna crying. Now, Yamastili happened to speak Dutch, which was Luna's primary language, and Sv3rige doesn't actually speak Dutch, so Luna started hanging out with Yamastili. And being by themselves in the house, with the relationship friction, Luna started messaging Yamastili on her phone, kind of like warming up to him, even complimenting him. Luna kept going over to the guest house to hang out with Yamastili and chat with him every single day. So after a few days of this, the rest of the off-grid group shows up. 5 more people, including a young child, joined the house to make it 8. So about 2 weeks into the trip, Luna was hanging out with Yamastili every day, even wanted to go on walks with him late at night around 11 p.m. Obviously, Sv3rige noticed and wanted to kick them both out, despite, nothing personal happening. One night around that 2-week point, Luna messaged Yamastili asking if she could come over again, and before Yamastili even responded, she was in his room. Shortly after that, Sv3rige showed up. "What are you doing here? You're always with him." It was dark, none of their faces could really be made out. Luna started panicking, getting nervous. Sv3rige eventually saying, "You guys both leave tonight or I break both of your noses." So Luna followed Sv3rige back to the main house, arguing back and forth with him. Yamastili was sort of relieved and happy that he had a reason to go. As even before this event occurred, Yamastili was already calling up his friend in Turkey, seeing what he should do. Luna actually admitted that she was the one coming onto Yamastili, but Sv3rige was still angry because he expected Yamastili to tell him that himself. Then Sv3rige kicks out both Yamastili and Luna, told them to sleep in the family's RV, which is parked in the driveway of the Airbnb. And that doesn't really make any sense if he didn't want them together. The family ended up helping Yamastili and Luna, driving them to the supermarket, to a hotel. The family saying, "Don't worry, when the month's rent ends, we're gonna find a solution together." Sv3rige then got mad at the family because of the family helping Yamastili and Luna, allegedly threatening the family with a knife and making them leave. "Pack your stuff." As expected, the family ends up leaving as well, but they had a hard time getting their money back from Sv3rige. Yamastili didn't actually ask for his money back, and then the 2 other German guys left. Yamastili ended up staying with Luna in the hotel for about a week, and we all know what happens in hotels. She was actually planning on going to Turkey with Yamastili, but Sv3rige lured her back in, by threatening he was going to kill himself, and just typical narcissistic behavior, even after Luna told him she had personal relations with Yamastili. And just like that, happily ever after, the 2 psychos, Luna and Sv3rige, end up back in the Netherlands.
After Luna came back, Goatis shaved her head as punishment. Goatis denied these allegations and told his own side of the story.
Hi guys, I'm gonna tell you what happened in Romania and why the off-grid group split up. So we arrived at the house. One of the first things was when this family that arrived, so they were doing this yoga pretty much the second day when they arrived, and they were saying something about getting energy from yoga. All I said, I don't think that you can get energy by doing exercise, because you're exhausting yourself, you're losing energy. But he looked at me with those really dark eye circles and really mad at me, like, how dare you question my religion. Then there was a guy who I should have known, he was autistic. Later on I found out that he said I was antisocial. One of the guys was also hitting on Luna behind my back, or trying to. She only understood later what was going on. She obviously rejected him and he got really mad. This is no joke, nothing. Really, when we went to Romania, he said that he would set up, because he was doing stuff on the dark web, so he wanted to kidnap children, I guess Romanian children, and make snuff films, torture films for the dark web and make money from it. If you don't believe me, he also said this to another guy, I could confirm. So this was actually an idea, and he said how he would make money, and he made money in very messed up ways already. So obviously after the rejection he got really mad. We didn't get into a physical fight, but obviously there was a lot of tension. The family, oh yeah, they were very loud. So I had made this video, I was trying to edit it, and for 2 hours they were incredibly loud. So I go to them,
they got mad at me, especially this one guy got really mad at me for telling them that they are too loud and I can't edit. I had to tell them, hey, move please somewhere else. Then they still stay there, do their thing, blah blah blah, over and over. I go back to the room, I'm thinking, this isn't right, it's never gonna work. We already had these issues, it's 100%, this is done. I go back to them, I give them their money back for the rent, and they stay there for free the whole time. So I even paid for their stay, basically. I don't care, I just want them to leave. I say, pack your stuff within 1 hour, I want you to leave. They don't respond anything. I go back, guess I was editing or whatever. 50 minutes later, they're still doing their photo shoot, doing nothing whatsoever. I said leave, they said, yeah, we are gonna leave today. Okay, I don't know when, I don't know what they mean. So I went upstairs, grabbed their empty bag, completely empty, threw it downstairs, just from the stairs, and said, symbolically, hey, you gotta leave. Then 2 of them rush at me on the stairs. I defended myself, and we almost got into a proper fight, but we didn't. For whatever reason, I guess we both didn't want to do it, or they were scared or whatever. Yeah, then they went upstairs, packed the stuff, and they were gone basically within 10 minutes. So it was never an issue. They just literally didn't want to follow any so-called rules. Overall, it was just a bunch of people basically who couldn't stand me who ended up here. It was just all a mistake. We left one day before because the owner of the house wanted to bring us from Bucharest for 350 euros. I filmed a video, insurance video of the house, that I didn't break anything. I did break the door handle, but that's not so much because I broke it, because it literally came off because I pulled the door too hard. And there was maybe something a bit dirty, but not really. I cleaned the fridge, everything. She calls me and says, hey, blah blah blah, stuff is broken, I want some money. But of course she asked for 250 euros to her PayPal, please send it. No, I say it's not even worth 250 lei. Then she contacts the police and says 600 euros. I of course laugh about it, no, I'm not gonna pay it. And she was talking to the police boss, supposedly, at the time, that the house was under surveillance and some kind of stuff. I take an Uber because now I'm afraid to go, if I'm in the police register, to go to the airport, right? So I bring her, I take an Uber. We were going through the checkpoints, I gave my ID. Thankfully nothing, because it's the Bulgarian border. Yeah, the woman I was renting the house from called the police head boss. I took an Uber to Bulgaria and crossed the border and got out. So I can never go back to Romania because the police is looking after me. So I couldn't fly away from the airport because they would have arrested me at the airport. I didn't damage the house. The door handle was broken off, and she said that the whole door was broken, which she asked for 350 euros. So, I mean, the group was really pretty much the worst people I've met in my life. I mean, just such incredible backstabbers.
A few months after the Romania incident, Goatis uploaded a video to his second channel explaining why he hadn't been uploading as often over the past year. In it, he announces that him and Luna are no longer together and alleges that Luna had been abusing him over the entirety of the relationship.
And just before that, it was only really 3 weeks in, approximately, into the relationship, maybe even less, she threatened me with a knife, and I think that's when I should have broken up with her. And then Jerome, the Dutch guy, said, and this is literally what he said, she's the devil. I just didn't understand what he's really talking about, but I was also kind of blinded by the feelings. I was like 4 or 5 days into the meeting. He saw something in her that wasn't right, and he said, I know Dutch girls like this, and basically he was warning me, but I didn't listen. I should have. I, of course, sometimes regret that I didn't break up with her, but it is what it is, and at least we created a new life, my son, so I will forever be thankful for that, though he may end up growing without a father, at least his biological father. I mean, overall, the arguing was getting worse and worse. Paranoia, superstitious, a lot of superstitious thoughts, which really to me just is a sign of mental illness. Like I said, kind of just a dark eye circles, not so healthy appearance. Nerve damage, she can't stand any sound, she's very bothered by sound around her. When I woke up too early, she attacked me because for one thing, I couldn't even wake up earlier than her in general somehow. That was just a rule because of she was a control freak also. Her being pregnant did change a lot because we tried to work it out as much as we can, but realistically, when it came to November 2019, that was really the point where I was so fucked up. I basically could relate to somebody who was depressed. For the first time I really in my life experienced that, because I just had no motivation to do anything. I was basically, my life was kind of over. I wasn't suicidal or anything, but my motivation, my artistic view, my drive to do stuff was gone. I couldn't anymore. It was so bad. Now, you gotta understand what I mean by abuse quickly. So what girls do, or in my case, call me names. I mean, any name you can imagine. One of her favorites was to just call me loser, to bring me down, because psychologically this makes sense. When you are down, you want to bring everybody else around you down. Like vegans are miserable, want to make everybody else miserable. Then of course, throwing stuff, sharp objects also quite often. Yeah, she threw my tripod, broke 2 or 3 of my tripods just in the wall. There was a hole in the wall. Yeah, whatever, you know, just go completely crazy. On just shouting and screaming a lot. I mean, this is the same as a guy. If a guy would be hitting women, just, and I told her that she wants a lot of drama. Her point in life is to ruin my life. That's how I felt it. That's how I experienced our relationship. And just to enslave me, I call her slave master later on also, because it was like all about control. I also think she had something like a god complex, and we had a big fight that one evening. I left. She was coming after me in the town. She said I stole her phone because she couldn't find it. She thought I stole it. Why would I do that? But okay, that was just kind of part of the paranoia, just thinking I want I guess she thought I wanted to do something bad to her by stealing her phone. She takes out this thing with 3 sharp edges and smashes in my in the back here. I had like a piece of flesh hanging out twice through my hoodie, and then she threw it at my face. Didn't matter that we had a child together. You can't be with somebody just because you have a child together anyway, but I got that, but that was just too much, because she's also superstitious that she like demon possessed or something. I don't believe in that, obviously. I believe it's mental illness and gut issues. It's always what it's been when people were portrayed as demon possessed. They were just mentally ill. It was getting to these points where the abuse was getting so fucked up that I thought it's impossible to be with her. It's fucked up, but how can you continue a relationship when it's so incredibly one-sided? I just don't think it's really possible. That's since November, before my child was born, I really lost it at that point. I was just doing basically escapism, watching a lot of videos and doing a lot of pointless stuff, and just because I couldn't.
In the following months, Goatis started a smear campaign against Luna that kicked off after an argument between the two. Goatis started a live stream titled Luna, the worst human I've met in my life. While he did come across as accusatory in the previous video, in this live stream he's decided to go all out.
The main reason I'm doing this video is because my son still lives with her, and when I left her I reported her to the Child Protective Services because Luna has been sexually abusing the baby since birth basically. And I didn't talk about this because for whatever reason there was just no reason for me to stop it. And besides everything that she did to me for over 2 years, all the abuse, I don't know how to fight it, so I thought maybe I can somehow ask you guys to help me with it. So her real name is not Luna, of course. Her real name is, and so I wrote an email and explained everything to the Child Protective Services, but they just don't do anything. I don't know why. And she already had problem with them. So the Child Protective Services in the Netherlands are called Safe Home. So if you look up Safe Home online and you write them an email and report her with her real name, which I will type in the chat now. There it is. And she lives in Sv3rige, the Netherlands. That's in Zeeland. If you can contact the Safe Home in Zeeland and report her, And what she has done is really bad. Yeah, and now she's out there asking everybody for money, like acting like she's a victim, asking everybody for money, like for support, like, oh, I'm a single mom. So I would really urge you guys not to support her anyway at all, because really you have no idea who Luna is in real life. I mean, the title of this video is The Worst Human I've Ever Met in my life, because it's really true. She's, you know, I don't know if anybody, and I've met incredibly bad people in my life, and I don't know anybody who has been so incredibly psychotic and abusive. So she's right now begging people for money while abusing my child sexually and in many other ways. I mean, he almost died in January because he almost choked to death. I mean, my friend could say in Turkey also, she sometimes stood up and just like he fell to the ground with his head to the ground, to the pavement. She didn't care. I mean, she has done so much fucked up shit to him. And you know, also she hacked my account. It's just that she doesn't give a shit about this community. Like, it's very funny that she's right now begging people for money, even though she tried to hack my account and basically delete it. And she like, her diet is basically chips, chocolate, and also the reason I'm doing this video, besides for my son, is also because she has been threatening for ages. Like, she makes fake accounts all the time to harass me, and fake emails and everything. But besides that, she also threatened to make videos against me for months already, which is why I'm doing this. Because again, I had a fight with her today, and again all she did was just threaten to make videos against me. So I thought I might as well make a public video instead of only on Patreon. But it's mostly for my son, but also just because she's doing that anyway. So just so you understand, if you in any way want to support her, I mean, if she ends up making a video against me, or like, if you guys still keep supporting her, I'll probably delete both of my channels anyway, because I can't be bothered to continue with YouTube, Sv3rige and Goatis. So, and you know, the whole war between me and her is not gonna end well for her, but she knows that already. So we'll just see what she will end up doing and how it goes. But I'm pretty done with YouTube at this point. If there's like the people who actually idiots who send her money, the only reason they know her is through my channel, which she hates. Like, she fucking hates this channel. So really, just so you understand, if you support her, that you're basically completely going against this channel and my diet and everything that this channel has ever been about. She's against it. Like, if you would only be supporting the destruction of this channel if you support her. And yeah, please try to help my child also, because he's just gonna completely grow up abused and traumatized with her.
A major complaint of his was that Luna was making money off of her Patreon. Goatis likely saw this as taking eggs out of his basket, as her patrons were deciding to donate to her rather than him. He threatened that if people chose to donate to her, he would delete his YouTube channels. Luna then posted a recording on her Patreon account explaining the situation.
Hello everyone, I'm very sad to make this post, but I don't know how else to do it. But the problem is, Goatis is really not happy with me having a Patreon. Many people have said that they would want to watch me if I had a channel, or that they just genuinely want to help out with me and baby, considering Goatis doesn't support us. I could tell you way more about that too, but I'm not going to. Point being is, he has threatened me and the baby if I keep it up, and I have proof of that as well, by the way, but I hope it's not necessary. I don't know what I'm hoping for here, but I also don't know why he cares. He already has a new girlfriend. not even girlfriend, but a fiance. He's planning to marry someone already. And I can't be blackmailed anymore. And so if I do delete this Patreon, then you guys know why. I hope it's... I don't know, like, I don't know what to do, if I should or should not. Like, in a way, like, I don't even know if it's worth it being threatened and living in fear because of this. But on the other hand, like you guys, I'm really, really thankful you're here to support me and my baby, and it really helps, like, it really does. And for the first time, I felt like I'm doing something for myself. Yeah, and I also looked forward to making more content for you guys, like videos or pictures or whatever, or yeah, just so you know what's going on.
The claim that Goatis had a new fiancée came as a surprise, as he had dated Luna for over 2 years and never proposed, and now suddenly, only months after their breakup, had found a new woman that he wanted to marry. Eventually, Luna did end up deleting her Patreon, leaving a message for her supporters. After his fans kept asking him about Luna, he posted another video, this time public rather than a Patreon exclusive. In this video, he expands on his accusations from the livestream and further smears her with no proof. He also says that he has given up trying to pursue Luna legally to see his son.
Alright, I'm making this video just to shut you up, so to speak. I made a video in January, it's 30 minutes long, it's on my Patreon account, it explains everything. Now if you're gonna say you don't want to pay $15 or you don't have $15 to subscribe to my Patreon, then fuck off. If you have a phone, you have a laptop, or you have internet, you have $15. Everybody does, doesn't matter if you're from India, China or whatever. It's absolute bullshit. Anyway, bottom line here is, if you ask anything about Demon Psycho, that's how I call her nowadays, or about my son and my live streams, you're getting blocked right away. Also, I'm telling this to all my moderators. Any questions about her or him, block right away from now on. This is like a warning video, basically. Okay, this is it. The topic is just completely done on my channel. I was with 3 women after her, and now I'm married to my dream girl. Yeah, that's my so-called future. That's all that I focus and think about. I never think about any exes. It's nothing to me. And as I said in the live stream that I did, she's the worst human I've met in my life. Okay, so I was getting after I made a video about her, she got incredibly mad, like incredibly pissed off that people, basically found out what she did, so to speak. Call me all the time, every day, basically. I blocked her everywhere on every app, or WhatsApp, Skype, numbers, everything. She got her way around it, used different numbers. Emailed me on like 5-10 different emails. And it just went on and on until I really said, I'm not gonna give any exact details here, but something about her body, basically, that I never liked, so to speak, and that pissed her off really much. But it was just how it is, which she already knew. But I guess I never, like, we already talked about it. She was obsessed with it, but then I said it out loud, and she got pissed off like crazy. But her mother is an alcoholic who, like, her fridge is full of alcohol only. Her father was a hypnotherapist, and when she was, and this is approximately like 3 to 5 years old, I also don't know how long it went on, I don't even know if she really knows how long, because she was too young. He hypnotized her, and when she got back to conscious, so to speak, she was bleeding, it was hurting, from where. The boyfriend before me, he strangled her, almost killed her, where she was purple. I don't know what she did to him. Like, that's pretty nuts. Something must have happened there. And then I think weeks later, she tried to stab him and kill him. And that's how she looks like without makeup. She looks dead, like a demon.
That's why I call her demon, because she kind of looks like a demon. She calls me and she's saying that she's having my son's, which is why I talk about in the live stream, but they didn't give any details, hands, fingers, and making him, do what to her. And I don't really want to give details. It was also making me like throw up, honestly. It makes me fucking sick, man, and fucking hell. And yeah, and she was enjoying it on the phone, and she was fucking like, yeah, she was getting off on it. Like, what the fuck? If any fucking child protective services would hear about it, boom, right away, they would take them away. I fucking made that video. I wrote them emails, I called them. I called the police, two of my subscribers called the police from the Netherlands. Many people wrote to the Child Protective Services. Can't do anything because of Unicorn. We can't go to anybody's house and check up on them now. They can't go for months, so nobody can fucking go there, do anything. Now, people write to me still like, oh, why don't you give her money to support the child? Like, you don't fucking understand the context whatsoever. How fucking unnatural, how fucking brainwashed by feminism and the government are you? In nature, a woman disrespects a guy, break up, done, bye-bye. Gets another woman, moves on. That's normal. It's fucking brainwash. Nowadays, they tell you that you should men owe somebody to a woman. Like, we don't owe women shit. Anyway, what if it was the other way around and I did something to her and I was taking care of the child now? Would you fucking guys, fucking pussies, go to her and tell her, give him money because he's taking care of the child? Like, it doesn't matter if you're a guy or a girl. You break up, it's done. You never give them money, never support them in any way at all. This is why I would never name him by name anyway, but this is why I call him the baby, because I left it behind me. As weird as it may sound to some people, I understand that he's going through hell right now. I tried everything I can. I mean, what else can you do than contact the authorities?
After trying to cancel Luna, many of his subscribers started to turn on him. They saw through his obvious lies, and his attack on a woman that his viewers saw as a significant part of his content was the final straw, as evidenced by the live chat during his live stream where he accused Luna of child abuse. Several previous fans divulged their experiences meeting Goatis at subscriber meetups. One ex-viewer by the name of Lady May made a video exposing him.
I hosted Sv3rige and his ex-girlfriend about 2 years ago in San Francisco, and so the reason I'm making this video is kind of a warning about Sv3rige. I want to start by saying, for one thing, he's a mooch, and he will use you for literally everything that you can provide him. Like, all he cares about getting is free food and a free place to stay. He won't really give you anything in return. Like, he won't give you friendship. He won't give you anything in return. Not even a thank you, really. He doesn't really show gratitude, but his ex-girlfriend actually seemed more grateful than him, and she always showed gratitude towards me, which I really appreciate. Sv3rige seemed very controlling of his ex-girlfriend. He kind of had really bad skin. He insults people like vegans in their videos for having horrible skin, but he himself has a lot of skin issues. He admitted to me that he eats potato chips.
The title of this video is "The Worst Human I've Ever Met in My Life," because it's really true. She like, her diet is basically chips, chocolate, and some meat.
He just seemed like such a fake person, totally fake. He doesn't even practice what he preaches. He lies. He lies about what he eats. So my final kind of statement is, I don't think you should donate to his cause, because he's not what he says he is. How can you trust someone like that? And also, you should think twice before hosting him, because he'll use you in whatever way he can because it doesn't matter to him whether you're poor, whether you're rich. He's just going to try to take as much as he can from you, like he did from me. Like he just begged for food.
Many YouTube videos also popped up archiving and documenting Goatis' insanity, many of which were copyright claimed and removed by him. After his videos on Luna, a channel popped up by the name of Flat Chest Luna. This channel started posting videos that only Goatis would have access to, including a video of him filming Luna as she pulls up her skirt to reveal her underwear, and a video showing Luna's parents with their full names in the title of the video.
Show it.
You want to see my ass?
Yeah. Can I put this in the video?
No.
The title of the channel also suggests it was made by Goatis, as he had mentioned that one of the arguments he had with Luna was over him insulting her body, and he had mentioned in live streams that her breasts were too small for him.
Something about her body basically that I never liked, so to speak.
What about the woman I had a child with? She had too small breasts, so I had to leave her. It was always terrible. It was like having sex with a 10-year-old.
He then brazenly showed his hand by uploading the video Never Forgive Anybody, where he explains that forgiveness is bullshit and that the only way to get over being wronged is to get revenge.
Forgiveness is fucking religious bullshit. In reality, nobody has ever forgiven anybody, and that's because it's not even humanly possible to forgive. I get that many of you out there are in denial and believe that you did forgive people in your life, but that's because you're fucking weak and it's easier to lie to yourself. Does this mean that you will always be miserable, dreaming about revenge if you didn't get it? Yes, for most people it is like that. The saying an eye for an eye has been around for ages because it's in our nature. Forget all the shit you learned from your parents, school, and the media. You want to hurt somebody the same way they hurt you because it gives you pleasure. The truth is that the only way to get over what somebody did to you is to get revenge. That's it. There is literally no other way.
While all of this was going on, people speculated the identity of Goatis' fiancée that Luna had mentioned. A woman named Jasmine, who also goes by Jazz or Blaze, popped up and claimed to be Goatis' spouse. It's clear that Goatis had been trying to keep his relationship with Jasmine a secret, as he deleted and re-uploaded his South Florida subscriber meetup specifically to edit her out of the video. As you can see, the re-uploaded video is shorter than the original, and Jazz is nowhere to be found. Jazz, however, is very erratic and mentally unstable, and she regularly revealed information that Goatis did not want public, especially in chat rooms like Discord. Here she is claiming that Goatis had planned to murder Luna if she didn't delete her Patreon, and that she was willing to be an accomplice. Keep in mind that everything she says should be taken with a grain of salt. This does, however, line up with a video that Goatis posted stating that he would be forced to come after Luna in the Netherlands if she didn't delete her Patreon.
When I made the long post about Luna and everything, I found out a day or two after that she actually didn't delete her Patreon but only renamed it. So then I was thinking she's just not gonna let it go, because I thought that I really gotta go to the Netherlands, especially after finding that out. And then all of a sudden, one day, the Patreon is deleted, and also the channel name of her YouTube account was changed and the discussion was removed.
Jazz posted a video lamenting the fact that she felt she was being used, that he wouldn't allow her on live streams, and that Goatis didn't truly love her. It seems like Goatis had originally planned to use Jazz for her money and a car during his trip to the USA, as well as potentially marrying her for residency.
I came on here to tell you guys a story of how we got together, but it's like, I don't know what the... I thought I had the energy to say it, but I'm just like too sad right now because I feel used, and I know you guys will say, well, duh, you're being used. There's no way you can actually pull him or whatever, which is really fucked up to say to a person, right? That like, I look a certain way so I can't get the man of my dreams or whatever. I just had hope in this relationship with him. I wanted the rumors about him to be false. I wanted him to be just some misunderstood guy that was looking for love. That's what I always saw in him, is like he wanted love and stuff, and I don't want to be lied to, and I just have this fucking feeling like I'm being lied to. Like he doesn't actually care about me. Like he's indifferent, and that if I had nothing to offer him, he would just leave. I have a person that I'm with who was supposed to be the man of my fucking dreams, right? The guy that I was in love with for however many years. And I don't even trust him.
Later that month, Goatis started a livestream with the title Severe Depression Livestream. In it, he talked about suffering depression because a girl that he wanted to be with left him after an argument. Jasmine confirmed that he wasn't referring to her in a comment on her YouTube channel. Jas then uploaded an angry rant on her SoundCloud where she screamed at Goatis for leaving her.
Who fucking does that? Who knows someone is in a relationship and then pursues them when their relationship is on the rocks? Who fucking does that? Who fucking does that, Goatis? You fucking piece of shit! What the fuck is wrong with you? How are you so fucking insecure? Grow the fuck up! You're such a man! A fucking child in a 31-year-old man's body who can't see his fucking fist from his asshole, who doesn't think straight at fucking all. We were fucking engaged to get married! How the fuck do you just leave? You want to see anger, you piece of shit? This is me being angry! I hate you! And gaslit me when I knew you were cheating on me. You fucking coward! And you don't want love, you want worship. You want fans, you want followers, and you want admirers. You want your fucking cult following. You want your worshipers and your slaves. And I asked you, did you want a slave? Because she so-called cares about you, she doesn't even fucking know you! How do you leave someone after 10 days? What the fuck did she say to you? White girl, white pussy must feel so fucking good, doesn't it? You're lucky I don't have a fucking knife right now. I'd slit your goddamn throat. You deserve no life. All you do is suck energy from everyone around you, you fucking vampire. I hate you. I wish I had something right now to rip out your fucking guts and wrap them around your neck and hang you from a fucking balcony. You piece of shit. I can't fucking stand you. I can't stand your blue fucking bright blue icy eyes. I can't stand the way your body looks when you're fucking naked. I can't stand the way you fuck me from the back. I can't stand the way your hair looks. I can't stand the way you listen to music and sunbathe. I hate you! I hate you! I hate you! I hate you so fucking much, Goatis, you have no fucking idea! I wish you would just fucking die! Why don't you just choke?
She continued to post angry rants on her social media for a while after this. Goatis posted a video on his channel explaining that he had lost his camera and needed donations in order to buy a new one.
We were at the gas station getting some ice for the cooling box. I took it out, and because the camera was in the way, I put it on top of the car. We went on the road, and of course, around 5-10 minutes in, I realized that I never took the camera from the roof of the car. We asked for the footage at the gas station, nobody knew anything. I recalled, of course, right away when I realized what happened. It was a camera worth over $3,000. This is why I want to ask you guys for support. If you ever wanted to support me in any way at all, this is it. There was no other moment ever. This is literally it, because what I make my videos with is just gone. And it's just amazingly sad and messed up that this could happen. If you guys could chip in
$20 to $50 each. I'm gonna link my PayPal account and Patreon also, and put under it exactly how much I have gotten. I will update it every 30 to 60 minutes.
After receiving $4,000 in donations, he posted a video explaining that his camera had been found by the police, but it was unfortunately broken. None of the money was returned. In June of 2021, Goatis posted a video introducing his new wife, Catherine, to his audience. He stated that they got married because COVID made it difficult for them to travel together, with her being Canadian. After meeting him, she dropped out of university in order to tag along with the nomadic grifter.
Hey everybody, I want to introduce you to my wife because she's going to be in my videos from now on anyway. And of course I wanted to do it on Patreon first.
Hey guys, I'm Catherine, I'm from Canada, it's nice to meet you.
We're going to do a live stream tomorrow, by the way, if you want to find out more about us, so to speak. We are in Mexico right now. Yesterday we did an anti-vegan event in New York City, which I still gotta edit, and I'll be posting more stuff on Patreon about Mexico, and I will still be editing stuff from the US. About the marriage, I wanted to commit to her anyway, but we would have probably done it later if it wasn't for Corona and me not being able to go to Canada. She can go to Europe, so we are trying to figure out what to do after Mexico. And it was just way easier to do the paperwork already, even though we still want to do a proper ceremony later. We did it in Vermont, and the woman who did the ceremony still did a good job, and it still was a real marriage. I still remember it. It was quite beautiful. How do you see the marriage?
Yeah, it was super nice, and yeah, I already knew that I wanted to commit to you, so for me the ceremony was nice as well, even though we did it also for the papers, but it was like, I also wanted to do it.
Yeah, okay, thanks for all of the support, everybody.
In August, Jas posted screenshots from her conversations with Goatis and included discussing getting married for a green card and strategies to extract as much money as possible from his fans. Goatis also posted 2 videos of Luna freaking out at security guards in public, this time on his main channel. Keep in mind this is half a year after breaking up with her and he's still trying to cancel her. In the following month, when he claimed to be staying in Canada, Goatis was actually staying in the Netherlands, in the same city that Luna lives in.
Everything kind of reminds me of my so-called past. Everything is just the same in Europe, which is why we decided to go to Canada after all, which is where we arrived yesterday. What do you think about it?
Yeah, I'm super happy to be in Canada, because it's my home.
Looking at a video he posted while he claimed to be in Canada, it can be determined through Airbnb reviews left on his profile that this room is actually a room in the Netherlands. One review shows a room that looks identical to the one in the video with the exception of furniture that has been changed. The biggest giveaways that this is the same place are the identical dresser, the window, the trees, and the molding on the corner of the wall. The fact that he was pretending to be in Canada while he was actually in Luna's city set off major alarm bells, since he had already expressed a hatred towards her, as he would have no reason to lie about his whereabouts if he was simply there to see his son. To this day, it's still unclear what went on during his time in the Netherlands. Shortly after all of this information was uncovered, Goatis privated his Airbnb account, but not before his plentiful negative reviews were archived. Around this time, Goatis posted a video titled "Please Help Me See My Son." This video consisted of him once again complaining about Luna's abuse, and once again begging for money.
I realized that I went through
torture, basically like in the Saw movies, the demon over the 2 years. I tried to move on from it and, so to speak, start a new life. There is no moving on from it. It's always in the back of my head, which is why what I'm gonna do is go to Germany. I already contacted a law firm in Den Haag in the Netherlands, and yeah, they will help me to, yeah, if I can raise the money for it, which is essentially really the main purpose of this video, to try to get me signed up as the parent and then have the rights by the government that I, naturally deserve anyway, be given to me. So yeah, she did say that it will cost me around 3,000 to 5,000 euros at least, because they charge. And the Netherlands is a very expensive country, and courts and lawyers, everything. I'm gonna link PayPal and also my Patreon account, but mostly the PayPal, that's the purpose, and post exactly how much I get from it, from donations, to be able to see my child again, which I naturally should anyway, but
It's strange that he felt the need to beg for money after he had already stated in the past that he didn't consider his son to be his, and that he had given up on trying to see him. He was also already in Europe, so his claim that he needed money for the flight was a lie. After only a few hours, he received a Bitcoin donation worth approximately $7,000 at the time. He immediately withdrew the Bitcoin donation, but did not update the running donation total in the description of the video to acknowledge it until several hours later. The next week, Goatis uploaded a video thanking his viewers for the donations and letting his audience know that he was leaving YouTube, a promise that obviously would not be kept. The same week, he uploaded a video titled, "I'm Done." In it, Goatis whines like an emo teenager and explains that Kat has dumped him.
Hi guys, I'm doing extremely bad. There's no point to even make this video because nobody can help me with this anyway, but I just really don't know what to do. I've nothing left. Yeah, I've nothing left. Nothing left in life, like nothing at all. Oh my god. And I cried yesterday and today, and I cry once every few years, and I've never cried in my life 2 days in a row. I just don't do it a lot, and I just literally have nothing. It's just everything is black. There's nothing anymore. Yeah, the insane depression started with Luna messaging me and telling me I could see my son, and then ignoring me to abuse me, punish me. I don't know at the end what the point was. And then this Sunday, Catherine also left. Oh my god, man. Like, she said that she would never leave me and everything once the day when we met. And then she just left. It's unbearable to deal with. Like, I've never felt this kind of pain in my life. I mean, that's it. I don't know what to do anymore. And like, I loved everything about her. I've never loved anybody so much in my life. Like, I don't eat. I sleep 3-4 hours a day. I'm on stress hormones non-stop. It only gets worse. Like, nothing is getting better. I think the main reason I'm making this video right now is because I think I'm gonna go yeah, I don't even want to say it, but like, I'm gonna go yeah, it's bad. I'm gonna go crazy, basically, like, in my mind, being alone. If there's anybody in the Netherlands right now who, I don't even know, who wants to hang out or anything, I literally need some human company right now, or I don't know what to do. I don't know why, maybe I was so weak that I think she was keeping me alive. That's why I fell in love with her so much, besides that I found her incredibly beautiful and attractive. So that's it. I just see nothing, I just see black. That's it, black.
Ever since this point in time, Kat has not made any sort of public appearance or response. On October the 12th of 2021, the video "Married to a Sociopath for 5 Months" was uploaded to Goatis' channel.
Hey guys, I'm gonna try to explain what happened with my wife Catherine. I'm filming this video in Paris, France, which is where we wanted to settle down. Actually, she said that she saw herself in my ex-girlfriend who had borderline, and Catherine was actually also diagnosed with borderline.
That's already in your eyes.
You would have to threaten me to make a video.
Because you don't want to be exposed, or what?
You shouldn't have followed for my email.
Shouldn't?
You shouldn't have replied to my email.
Yeah, right.
So that was your fault.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I was in a weak situation and you used it. But that's my point. Like, that's what I want to point out, that you're a predator, so to speak.
But I think in nature, everyone's a predator.
Yeah, I'm not saying that it's wrong, so to speak. I'm just...
Well, you were in the wrong by being weak in nature.
But my point is that you saw that I'm weak and you used me.
Yeah, you fell into my trap. Yeah, that's life.
That was filmed before she left, obviously. One thing you should also understand is that she later told me a lot of stuff, and one of the things she said was that she wanted to be with me because I stood against everything that her family stood for.
Very self-centered person. I don't think about other people. And I don't care about other people. This is horrible because I hurt the people around me 24/7. This is why isolation is better, in my opinion. Because when nobody's paying attention to you, what's the point? What's the point if nobody is paying attention to you? It's like life is so short, I just want to do whatever the fuck I want. And it's not long enough to actually put an effort in it. And I'm a sick person. I'm fucking sick. Everything you know about me is wrong. Don't trust me. Don't be my friend. You will be hurt as fuck. And I love when my ex-boyfriends or my ex-friends find friends that are really like caring for them. I love that because I'm like, you're good, you know, like you don't have to deal with the bullshit that I have been putting you through for so many years, you know?
While Goatis is usually the manipulative abuser in his relationships, Kat gave him a well-deserved taste of his own medicine. Another point worth mentioning is that he is in Paris, France in this video, and also posted a video looking for accommodation in the area around this time. This is just after grifting thousands of dollars off of his fans, claiming that he planned to head out to the Netherlands in order to fight a legal battle to get his son back. In November, a carnivore diet YouTuber named Primal Bell hinted that she was dating Goatis in the comments of one of her videos, and this was confirmed a few days later when they live streamed together.
Do you want to introduce yourself or anything? No. Yeah, you know, it's not that, it's my new girlfriend. I mean, why do you guys comment such weird stuff like it's so weird to have a girlfriend or to have a new girlfriend so quickly?
On April the 1st, 2022, Goatis uploaded a video titled "A Woman's Purpose." In this video, he reveals some extremely disturbing views that he has on pregnancy, saying that he thinks girls should get pregnant shortly after they go through puberty. This includes girls as young as 8 years old.
There's one solution to all of your problems: pregnancy. The reason you look the way you look is because you did not get pregnant right after you started menstruating. Your menstruation is literally your body, nature, God if you're religious, telling you to have children now. Every woman on earth that did not get pregnant when she was supposed to now looks different than she should, which means that most women in Europe and North America don't look the way they are supposed to. Do you understand how big of a deal this is? You've probably been told all of your life that childbirth is very painful, right? It actually isn't, but it is for most women in the West, and that's because they give birth almost 15 years too late. You have to understand that from nature's perspective, you are seen as a loser, and that's why you will be punished with pain. This is why you have to give birth when you are young and flexible. Your hips will widen very easily when giving birth. You won't have stretch marks, your breasts will be much bigger. Back in the day, we did not document our birth dates as we do now. Most people didn't know how old they are because naturally it's irrelevant. On the day a girl got her first period is usually when she lost her virginity and got impregnated. Nobody cared about her exact age because it didn't matter up until today. I'll give you some examples. In Spain, 20 years ago, the age of consent was 12. It was changed to 16 some years ago. In Italy and Germany, it was also 12 for ages. In Italy, it is 14 now. Not that much has changed there. In Canada, up until 2008, it was also 14. Artificial marriages with a contract usually happen between the ages of 9 and 12, all around the earth. A bit over 100 years ago, the age of consent in the United States was 7 to 12 years, depending on the state. In 1920, after World War I, it was changed to 16 to 18. Nowadays we have mind control programs such as To Catch a Predator with Chris Hansen. I'm sure a lot of you have seen it. Men get caught for wanting to sleep with 15-year-old girls. Yet in Europe, the age of consent is 14 to 15 in most countries. And that's simply because even the governments here understand that no matter how old you are as a guy, you would have to be severely mentally ill not to find a 15-year-old girl attractive. This is what the New World Order is all about. I assume that the age of consent will be 18 to 20 in the NWO, if there even will be any. Essentially, there won't be such a thing as a family. This is all part of the depopulation agenda. You believe that you are being oppressed as a woman, when in reality, the liberation is the oppression.
Goatis has defended his views on this topic ever since he posted the video. While Goatis has many outrageous and deranged beliefs, this is one of his most dangerous, as Goatis has shown in the past that he's willing to put his own desires above other people and the law. It's a good thing that he has found Belle, as I don't think it's unreasonable to say that if he had the opportunity, he would certainly act on his urges and prey on a young girl. Later that month, Goatis e-begged again, this time so that he could travel to do an anti-vegan protest. He received a donation of 1 Bitcoin, which was worth about $40,000 at the time. Despite this huge donation, he made another video shortly after begging for more money and claiming that he had lost his passport and been robbed in Kazakhstan.
Hey guys, good evening. As you may have heard, Sv3rige was banned, my main channel, which I've had for 16 years now. I assume that it's because of my anti-vegan protests and maybe the Epitome series, because all that I got from YouTube was, your channel is removed because of hate speech. No videos listed, no reasoning at all, just hate speech. If everything goes completely downhill, then I will be forced to probably move to nature. Quite realistically, it would just be a better life for me than to try to find a job and do work. I'm never gonna do that. I'm never gonna live a slave life. I would rather
die trying to survive in nature than go back to working a 9-to-5 job or some garbage.
On the 22nd of September 2022, Goatis had his main channel Sv3rige banned from YouTube for allegedly violating their guidelines on hate speech. It's surprising that this was the reason that YouTube gave, as I would have expected that his child pregnancy video would have been the video most likely to get him banned. Expectedly, he used this as an opportunity to beg for money.
Just got back home, got an email from YouTube, Sv3rige is permanently banned. The appeal didn't work, surprise, surprise. I would absolutely try to fight this with a lawyer, but I don't have the money for it, obviously, and I would also try to gather donations for it. This would only work if there's somebody wealthy, rich, watching my videos who really wants to support me and wants me to try to get my channel back, or for whatever reason you want to help me. Realistically, I gotta gather a few donations of 500,000 euros or something like that.
He's now in a position where there's a good chance that his secondary channel Goatis could also be banned, as it's against YouTube's policy to operate another account after one has been banned, although they're inconsistent with enforcing this policy. If this happens, a large source of his revenue will be gone, and many of his fans will not follow him over to whatever new platform he moves to. A few days after the ban, Goatis shared a video explaining his intention in creating his own website to share his videos. He asked for fans to build the website for him, and it seems he has no intention of actually paying anyone.
Hey guys, I've been thinking about this whole thing, and the only thing that really makes sense here is for me to have my own website. I've talked to many people over the years who were web designers who said if I ever need any help, they will help me. The furthest I ever got with anybody was when I told them what colors I want for it, and that's when they disappeared. And it's always been like this. People like to talk a lot, but nobody actually helped me, and I told them that this kind of scenario could happen. Somebody also said, make a Telegram account. No, better, I have my own website and I post short videos there, maybe photos, any news and such.
Goatis' time on YouTube seems to be coming to an end, and although he will be receiving many donations in the short term from dedicated fans, he will likely be losing a lot of income in the long run, as many casual fans won't be following him across the internet to donate to him. After his breakup with Catherine, there was a period of time where the constant drama in his life seemed to slow down, but if he does start taking a hit financially, we have seen the toxic behavior he exhibits when things are not going his way. I hate to end this video on a cliffhanger, but the rest of this story has yet to unfold, and something tells me that while this may be at the end of one chapter, another one is just around the corner.